Hey guys, my name is The Goof Noob, and I upload daily videos about aviation. Today our topic will be about the huge flying boats of the 1900s. In the olden days, flying boats were sort of the trend because there were no airports and no infrastructure for runways, taxiways, and ramps. If you haven't already, go check out some of my previous videos. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. So this is actually the plane we're going to talk about today.
Wait till you see the... No. Look at the top of his head.
I know. At first glance, you question yourself if this plane can even fly. But it can, and in the 50s, when it was developed, this plane was considered super modern and futuristic. So I wouldn't really make fun of it. I mean, even though that's just what I did, but who cares? Yeah, whatever. So I think it's time to get into the history of this plane. So in 1952, two planes were designed, the de Havilland Comet and the Saunders-Roe Princess. Initially, both of these planes were attempting to predict the future of air travel. The manufacturers of the Princess were 100% convinced that their plane would be the plane of the future because it was much more comfortable to fly in. There was a bar, a lounge, a restaurant, and private suites where passengers could enjoy their flight. The only problem was that this plane had to convince the world that these flying boats really had a future. In the 1930s, there were two types of aircraft: seaplanes and land planes.
Wow.
Now, there isn't a significant difference, but back then, as I mentioned earlier, most cities did not even have airports, so it was much easier to operate planes in water because you could land just about anywhere. This sort of plane was also used to reach exotic locations where airports couldn't even be built. These planes were considered to be even safer than land planes because when flying over oceans, they could be landed anywhere. And in 1943, Saunders-Roe began designing the next generation of seaplanes. Unfortunately, because of World War II, the plan had to be held back. But when the war was over and countries began to refocus their plans on civilian travel, Saunders-Roe was ready with a new plane. In addition to the many luxurious features of the Princess, it was also efficient and modern when it came to its engines and its shape. In fewer words, this flying boat doubled the abilities of older seaplanes of those times. But unfortunately, the world didn't agree with this plan. In 1952, the Princess took its first flight, and it attracted a lot of attention. But airlines were not interested because a lot of things had changed from the Second World War. First of all, the war had not been fought with seaplanes, but it had been fought with land-based planes. This demonstrated their long-range capabilities, and in addition to that, during the war, thousands of new airports were built. A lot of these airports, after the war, were converted to civilian usage, and because of this, most of the major airlines abandoned their flying boats. Unfortunately, after 2 years, Saunders-Roe put their planes into long-term storage after not even selling one. By 1967, the planes were torn up and sold for scraps. This ended the era of flying boats. So that's it for today, guys. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. Thank you. Peace out.